If your peony flowered beautifully for the past few years, and now in August the foliage is browning, drooping, and looking like something has drained the life out of it, please do not dig it up. I know what it looks like: yellow leaves, brown patches, sometimes fuzzy gray or white powder on the stems, a plant that looked healthy in June and now looks like a lost cause in August. Here is the truth almost nobody tells you when you buy a peony. That dying foliage does not mean the plant is dying. In fact, on 9 out of 10 peonies that look dead in late August, the plant is not just alive, it is preparing the biggest, healthiest set of blooms it has ever produced, invisible to you, entirely underground. But if you dig it up now, or if you skip the rescue this video is about to walk you through, you will lose next spring's blooms completely. And with peonies, that is not just one lost season. It is often a full 3-year setback in a plant that was designed to live for 100 years. In the next few minutes, you'll learn what your peony is actually doing right now, how to confirm in 30 seconds that it is alive, the complete rescue you can do this weekend before September starts, and near the end, the one planting mistake that keeps many peonies from ever recovering, no matter how well you rescue them. Stay with me. Why your peony looks dead. To understand what to do, you need to know what your peony is actually doing above and below the soil. By late August, peonies are almost done with their year above ground. The leaves you see are exhausted. They have already delivered most of their season's energy down into the roots. Any disease that shows up now, powdery mildew, gray mold, leaf spot, is really the plant giving up on leaves it no longer needs. That is not failure, that is a peony being efficient. Meanwhile, entirely underground, the real work is happening. The crown of a healthy peony is a thick, knuckly mass of tissue sitting an inch or two below the soil surface. Every fall, on top of that crown, the plant produces small pink or red bumps called eyes. Each eye is the exact starting point of one stem for next spring. A well-established peony can carry 10, 20, sometimes 40 eyes on a single crown. Those eyes are forming right now, in August and September. Every day between now and the first frost, the plant is pushing more energy into more eyes. The leaves dying back are not a sign the plant is failing. They are a sign the plant is finished with them. Its focus has moved underground. All you need to do is help it get there cleanly. The eye test, the moment of hope. So how do you know for sure that your peony is alive? Do the eye test. Walk to the base of your peony. You will see the old stems from this year, some still upright, some flopping over, some browning. Ignore those, they are irrelevant to what you are about to check. Kneel down, take a small stick or a gloved finger. Gently brush the soil away from the very base of the stems, right where they meet the ground. Go about 1 inch down. You do not need to dig, just brush. Now look. You are looking for 2 things. First, the crown itself. It should look like thick, tan or brown, knuckled woody tissue, firm, not mushy, alive to the touch. Second, and this is what you really want to see, small pink, red, or cream-colored bumps sitting on top of the crown. Some may be pointed, some may be rounded, some may be barely emerging. Those are the eyes, those are next spring's stems. If you see even one healthy eye, your peony is alive and doing exactly what it should be doing. If the crown is soft, black, or mushy and you find no eyes at all, then something has actually killed the plant. That is rare, but it happens. In that case, the rescue will not help. But 9 times out of 10, you will find those pink eyes waiting, which means the rescue works, and it is time to do it. The 6-step rescue protocol. Here is the complete rescue, 6 steps, about 30 minutes. Step 1. Cut back all foliage down to 2 inches above the soil. Every stem, every leaf, every branch, even the ones that look partly green, use sharp pruners. Make each cut clean and level. Step 2. Bag the cut foliage. Do not compost it. If the leaves show any powdery mildew, brown spots, or gray mold, the fungal spores can overwinter in a compost pile and reinfect the plant next spring. Bag them, seal them, and throw them in the trash. Step 3. Rake up any fallen leaves or debris around the base of the plant. Clear a ring about 12 inches wide around the crown. Bag this material too. You are removing every possible surface where disease could persist through winter. Step 4. Do not cut into the crown or pull at the base of the stems. The eyes forming right now are extremely delicate. Anything that disturbs the crown surface can damage them. Leave the top inch of soil completely undisturbed. Step 5. Apply a light top dressing of compost. Sprinkle about 1 inch of compost around the plant in a ring, starting 6 inches out from the crown and extending 12 inches beyond that. Do not pile compost directly on top of the crown. The compost feeds the roots without smothering the eyes. Step 6. Water deeply once. Take a garden hose, set it to a slow trickle. Let it run at the outer edge of the compost ring for 15 minutes. Then do not water again for a full week unless there is a heat wave. Peonies rot faster from too much water than from any other cause. That is the entire rescue. 6 steps, 30 minutes, every one of them essential. The 6-week timeline. Here is what to expect over the next 6 weeks. Weeks 1 and 2, no visible change on top. The plant looks like a bare patch of soil where the foliage used to be. Underground, the roots are absorbing the compost nutrients and pushing them into the crown. Weeks 3 and 4, still nothing visible above ground. The eyes are swelling, more eyes are forming. The plant is building energy reserves that will fuel next spring's entire performance. Weeks 5 and 6, late September into October, the plant is fully preparing for dormancy. If you gently brush the soil at the crown, you will see the eyes have grown noticeably larger, pink, plump, and ready. Then winter arrives and the plant goes dormant. Come mid-April, you will see the first red shoots pushing up through the soil. Fast, thick, dark red spears. Within 4 weeks they are full leafy stems. Within 6 weeks they are budding. Within 8 weeks, your peony is producing the largest, densest, most fragrant flush of blooms you have ever seen from that plant. The rescue you did this August is what made those blooms possible. The one planting mistake that keeps Peonies from recovering. Now this next part is the one I promised you at the beginning, and it is the reason many peonies never bloom again even after a perfect rescue. Planting depth. Peonies are famously particular about how deep they sit in the soil. Get it right and the plant blooms for 100 years. Get it wrong and it can sit in your garden for a decade without ever producing a single flower. Here is the rule: the eyes on the crown must sit no more than 1 to 2 inches below the soil surface. In warm zones closer to 1 inch, in cold zones closer to 2 inches, that is the maximum. Anything deeper and the plant will produce leaves every spring but never a single bloom. This is why a common frustration with peonies is a plant that looks healthy, comes up every year, has beautiful green foliage and never flowers. It is not sick, it is not stressed, it is planted too deep. Here is what to check while you are doing the eye test. When you brush the soil away from the crown, measure how deep the top of the crown sits. If it is more than 2 inches below the surface, this is the moment to lift the plant. Dig a wide circle around the crown. Gently lift the whole root ball. Reset the plant in a shallower hole so the eyes sit no more than 2 inches below the surface. Refill the soil, water once, and let it be. The plant may sulk for a season, but once it settles at the correct depth, it will bloom every spring for the rest of its life, which for a peony is often longer than yours. If your peony has been in the same spot for years without blooming, this is almost certainly the reason. So there it is. Cut back the tired foliage, bag it, clear the ground around the crown, top dress with compost, deep water once, skip the daily watering, do it all before September ends. And if the plant has never bloomed, check the depth of the eyes, lift and reset if needed. Do this correctly and next May, that plant you almost gave up on will produce the largest, most fragrant, most abundant flush of blooms you have ever seen from a peony. Peonies were built to live for a century. They were not built to give up in August. That is just how they look when they are done with their year on top and turning their attention to what happens next. Your job is only to help them get there cleanly. Give them the rescue this weekend, then get out of their way. We'll see you in the next one.